Hi everyone, I just wanted to introduce the video and talk about what I'm doing here and going back to the practice trials. We're doing Mute City 2 and Port Town 1 of the reverse clone route. The video accompaniment is Pirate Diaries, and I like his channel. He kind of have like the same theme I'm going for. He's like, I want to be the pirate king of YouTube or becoming close to it, but he makes video essays, and he done it on other anime creators, and he did a really good one on Blackbeard that actually came out today that I strongly recommend. So everybody check out Pirate Diaries if you're listening to this. And I just wanted to say thanks everyone for listening. Even if you just jump in and say hi, it means a lot. With my shorts and the channel growing lately, inching, it makes me want to start a business, honestly. Just, it would be a media business, I think. Because I do have a degree in music, which I will put into effect when I branch out to a physical location, because I do have an idea for it. I guess it would be a lounge, but my audio isn't too good in this video, so I'm just talking over myself. So enjoy the essay in the background. You'll hear my voice sometimes when I'm really yelling into the mic, but I ended up doing 2 because I cleared the first one on my first try and I didn't realize it. The second one took me a little bit to figure out the turns. GG's. Thanks for listening. I plan on destroying YouTube as Blackbeard would to get my way. And creating content. Ideally, I would need a crew, I think, and we will create like this sort of, it would be like a universe, like the Sunny Waffles world, which is just my YouTube channel, and I'll have my editor, an artist, and some more clowns as part of my crew. We'll play games, talk about topics, create different types of art forms, and you know, and mainly be a family. It's more like Whitebeard, actually. I think it's my idea of it. If you just one big family. But GG's, check out my shorts if you want to talk about One Piece there, because I'm reading through all the books right now because they have them all at my library, which is nuts if you realize how big the series is. I mean, like book 1 to the end of Wano, which is like, if I don't read it now, I'm doing somebody with the series. I also want to mention that I'm looking for an artist. Obviously, I'm commissioning art. I need PNG sprites to use in PNG Tuber Plus, and I've been figuring out how to use all that and move all the stuff. I just need somebody to draw it for me now, and then I will have that set up as like my little speaker guy during streams and videos and stuff. But I don't know, to be a true player on YouTube, yeah, you really need to be like, have some sort of editing techniques and prowess, which I have basic editing, so like I could help and like put stuff together, but like I can't do any like the fancy stuff or like use Blender. I might have to learn though, no cap, I might have to learn. He noticed they had a lot of episodes and was like, okay, everything else I liked had a lot of episodes, so I'll give it a go. And he pretty much loved it immediately. So after finishing Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, he looked up more long-form anime and watched Bleach and One Piece back to back. You have to understand how impressive this is and why I find it so interesting. I already beat it. Because most animes do the exact opposite when they first get into anime. Nice, they only watch animes on 1 or 2 seasons first, and they actively avoid the super series because it's just too much of a commitment. So if your girl ever says you have commitment issues, make sure you let them know, like, bro,
Bro, I watch One Piece, trust me, I can commit. I have plenty of friends that to this day refuse to watch One Piece because of the 1,000+ episode thing terrifies them. But how do you feel about the Pokémon series? I actually kind of agree with Motto on this because there's a certain type of world building and character development you can only get from hundreds of episodes. And thanks to the big three in that effect, Motto was completely hooked. He very quickly spiraled in the otaku rabbit hole. He binged anime after anime and even began exploring the Japanese culture even more. He did find a lot of things he felt were weird, but mostly he thought it was wonderful. He fell in love with ramen, samurais, and onsen, which made him appreciate the anime aesthetic even more, leading him to attempt to even learn Japanese, and not half-assed either. He used old textbooks and online resources to eventually become fluent, which is no easy task. Japanese is one of the hardest languages to learn. He even has a video explaining his journey to learning the language, which I would highly recommend. It's such a fun and cool watch, and it makes you realize that he probably could have made a career on YouTube at any niche. He's a good story crafter. In case you haven't noticed, he kind of has an obsessive nature and becomes completely engulfed in anything he does, a perfectionist of sorts. This will be one of the main things that is both helping and hurting him in the present day. All of his interests were feeding off of each other, leading Mono to create his YouTube channel Ohara on September 24th, 2018. Before we get into the best part of this video, I just want to say thank you so much for the reaction and feedback to my Tekken 101 video. I thought the lot goal of 178 was way too ambitious, but you guys obliterated it, showing that the Pirate Diaries fleet is the strongest up-and-coming crew on the YouTube seas. That's Roman crown like Shiroshi. The lot goal for this video will be 201, but only like it if you enjoyed the video or you learned something. And let me know in the comments, who should I do next? Mono made his channel so he could share his interest with the world. Because One Piece was his favorite series at the time, he had a lot of opinions. It became the primary focus of his channel pretty much immediately, which explains why he named it after the island of Ohara, an island in One Piece and home to our favorite archaeologists. His initial videos focused on One Piece chapter reviews, character breakdowns, and various analysis type content. These deep dives built a solid fan base rather quickly when compared to other animators. This was most likely because he focused very heavily on production from the very start. Ohara stated that when he first discovered anime YouTube, he noticed that even the popular creators had a very low production value whenever you compared them to big creators in other niches. So he knew that putting in that extra flair would help him stand out, and he was right. He also had some unique perspectives and all-around excitement for the series. It would just bleed through his videos, allowing him to gain a die-hard fan base rather quickly. Two of my favorite videos from this time period is his Origin of the Ancient Kingdoms video and his Usopp deep dive. But I'm just a sucker for it. Off this content, he would reach 100,000 subscribers in around 2 years. But this is nothing compared to the growth he would see soon. And by this point, Japanese culture pretty much took over his life. Every time he would eat ramen, he would think, I wonder what this would taste like in one of those cram ramen shops in Tokyo. You know, the ones in the steamy side streets you see in anime and movies. Whenever he would watch anime or read manga, he would be in awe of the festivals, mountains, and cities. I think you know where this is going. In 2020, Mono left his home country and flew 6,000 miles to Japan to have his own anime adventure. He was also getting a lot better at getting the most out of every single video, and just the overall understanding of how YouTube works. His titles are becoming less literal, like Why Buggy Knows About the One Piece, which is a video of why he thinks Buggy knows about the One Piece, to titles like he currently uses. Oda just revealed Shanks' true power in the New World, which on face value would be about a hidden strength or power that Shanks has, but you might have missed while reading the chapter. But instead, it's how we got to see more of Shanks' allies. But to be honest, the sneaky title worked. The video broke 400,000 views rather quickly, and it may be the most viewed chapter review of the week, but it did come with some drawbacks. Vague or clickbaity titles are nothing new to the anime community. So you may be wondering why I'm bringing this up in this video. That's because I believe Ohara is the person who made it commonplace, because he showed us best that it works. Throughout the last few years, Mono has given us a masterclass in the pros and cons of mastering YouTubeism. Let's dive into the treacherous waters of clickbait, the right and the wrong ways it can be used. The best example of when it works dropped July 28, 2021, when Ohara dropped his legendary video, the best One Piece theory you'll ever watch, I guess. The video currently sits at 4.1 million views, making it the most viewed One Piece video ever made by a YouTuber, and it deserves it. It's one of the main reasons that he's about to hit 1 million subscribers. For any creator, that's amazing, especially for someone who niches down. The video was fun, creative, and unique. Ohara had dumped every skill he had acquired up until then into the video. One Piece analysis, godly production, and camera switches mixed with B-roll that always keeps your attention. All of this made the video feel more like an anime episode than a YouTube video. And his decision to learn Japanese also came back around. It allowed him to research a whole new world of One Piece analysis and theories. Through this, he learned learned how kanji and numerology was very important in One Piece. Through his research, he also discovered the Japanese One Piece theorist Yudi Ro. He's also great, so check him out too. They would collaborate on the aforementioned super theory. It's hard to put into words how much this broke One Piece 2 for a week. Every video on every channel was either the creator reacted to, arguing again, or reviewing this video. Even Grand Line Review admitted that O'Hara's video got so many impressions that it cut his normal views in half that week. This brings us to one of the many ways he influenced the niche. He accidentally created a new meta, super theories. O'Hara's video was 22 minutes long, which was unheard of at the time. I mean, unless you're Tekken, but we're talking about mere humans here. But after Manu's video, people started dropping 30-minute plus videos on the regular, where the creator was trying to blow your mind like O'Hara did. There is even a 3-hour-long One Piece theory out there right now. That's as long as the Batman. I'm not saying that's the bad thing. I mean, I love a lot of the videos. Basically, Manu exposed that the One Piece videos can reach way more people than they ever realized. People outside of the niche, what some people would call the casual audience. A part of the video's explosion was
I did not want to boost that.
specific enough to alienate casual viewers. A more direct title
What
with
am I gonna
keywords
do
about the
now?
fourth century
Oh,
or
this is the
E
final
may have
lap.
cut his views in half. This single-handedly changed how people started titling their videos. Every One Piece creator started naming every video things like the
It's not sub 40. I'm so close.
clickbait, and that's because he over-delivered. Whether you believed it was or was not the best theory ever, you knew he tried his absolute best. You left the video thinking, I believe he believes this is the best theory video ever. It felt genuine. It felt like he was excited to blow our minds because his own mind was blown. But it was almost like this video worked too well for him and other creators. A lot of One Piece creators figured out how to min-max YouTube, becoming addicted to the euphoric high that comes with breaking the previous most watched video. And forever moving goalposts. I know this because
That's how you get
mentioned on the
video.
video.
You need to literally, it's so not intuitive. It's like, honestly, it's a loopy strategy. You need to go right in the middle.
And that's an understanding feeling. I felt a lot of pressure whenever my last video did better than I expected. I was worried my next one would live up to your guys' expectations. But I kind of had to check myself. Because the best thing I can do is take my time and get something out that you deserve. If your titles and thumbnails are overtly focused on getting every last view from every video you do, that you're even okay with tricking your loyal subscribers just to reach that sweet casual viewer, it can be disheartening as a fan. It makes them feel like they're just a number to you. O'Hara is so entertaining that I don't think getting 10% more views is worth pissing off your OG audience. By dialing your titles back just a little bit, you would be eliminating the only thing I see people critiquing him for. Let's take a close look at his Shanks Power video, one we previously mentioned.
Yes.
The very top comment is a sarcastic acknowledgement that he didn't deliver on the title. I really like the part where he explains Shanks' true power. I mean, O'Hara hearted it, and another commenter's reply. The replier basically just said, like, oh, well, O'Hara was just using a play on words with the word power. But the thing is, I assume the original commenter already knew that. He just felt like Manu tossed the line. Switching into top 2 clickbait, the kind that deliberately is misleading. I think what O'Hara tries to do is top 1, be hyperbolic but honest about the video's content. But what I think most big YouTubers don't realize is that it's not up to you to decide which is which. It's up to your audiences. 1,000 people like that comment. That's 1,000 people that agreed it was bad clickbait. That's 1,000 humans that may not click his next video because they don't trust you. This style of title is basically created what I call anti-clickbait. It makes them see a cool title from you and go, nah, he's probably lying. I'm not even gonna give it a chance. Hey Regan, another commenter that said, this is why I no longer click his content. And you might even be thinking, 1,000 may seem small because he gets so many viewers, but that is most likely 1,000 of his original subscribers. To me, it's better to have 300 loyal supporters than 100,000 fair-weather fans, because those 300 will be with you through ups and downs. And remember those Reddit threads we mentioned earlier? In one of them, the Redditor showed a side-by-side comparison of O'Hara's older videos compared to his new ones, receiving 617 upvotes. And the most upvoted reply to that comment was someone stating that they recently unsubscribed to his channel. The primary reason, they're just not a fan of his new style of titles and thumbnails. Now look, I'm not picking on O'Hara. I think he's great. This is more to all anime creators in general. It's just not worth it. I see a similar complaint in most videos of any anime creator these days, and I enjoy most of them, including O'Hara, even the ones that practice hardcore YouTubeism. What I don't agree with though is why they use clickbait or spoilers to the extent they do. I think they're getting lost in the numbers and letting it justify their questionable behaviors. I know because you can read O'Hara's Reddit post on spoilers, and you can watch Liam's video on why he does clickbait. They both use their views and other YouTube analytics to justify their YouTube practices. And I'll leave O'Hara's response to the accusations in the description. And I think all of you should read it for yourself because it's a good read. You can tell how much he really loves YouTube and how much he really loves One Piece. But I think he just needs to believe in himself a little more. He claims the reason he does this because he can't afford to not time. He says that people like Taken had a head start because they've been doing it so long. They don't need to clickbait or use spoilers because they have a loyal fan base that would watch them no matter what they talk about. I believe it's true about O'Hara too. He has a loyal fan base. That's what got him to the point where his super theory can take off anyway. Even today, most of his most viewed videos are videos where his titles are pretty straightforward. And I do believe he'll find the perfect mix. I think he's even moving in the right direction. A lot of his new content is a mix of his old and new style. I love his new videos like all 82 backstories in One Piece explained. That's just my kind of videos I like, but that could be a personal thing. That's just the kind of content I prefer. If he continues to feed his OG audience, I think he'll be around for a long time, and I think that is important for a long YouTube career. And I think he's got this, but let me know what you think about O'Hara in the comments. And by the way, I've also been working on ways to make our community closer, or any ways I can get back. So be on the lookout for that, or leave me any suggestions also in the comments. For now, check the description for Discord link for any other ways we can chat, discuss chapters, or just give me video requests. I left this message at the end because the real Nakama made it this far. And for all of you asking, thank you, but no, Barry still hasn't released my memory. I'm still saving up the berries for the ransom.
Okay, so boom, the scene kicks off with Naruto Yamato.
No, I can't watch that.
Welcome back to Pirate Diaries. On today's video, the videos where his titles are pretty, or just give me video requests. Anyone else sick of Grandline Review? Grandline Review, try not to clickbait challenge, impossible. Bring back the old Grandline Review. All posts sharing the same sentiment that the most popular One Piece creators' best days may be behind us. But is that true? Liam with the Grandline Review.
I like that he's ranking all of the villains. I like those.
And doing YouTube for fun to an audience of under 100 views a video. To a multi-channel mobile, earning over 500,000 views. And with all these eyeballs, he ranks him over 200K a year from ads and sponsorship. But through his rise to a fleet commander of a combined 1.5 million, the Australian YouTuber has made many enemies. But slowly navigating his way to
this guy stinks.
And some not so elegantly. You are talking out of your impossibly gaping anus. Welcome back to Pirate Diaries. Today you'll learn about the rise of One Piece's most successful YouTuber, how he did it, and the many controversies that could lead to the end of his pirate career. One of the things that makes Grandline Review so successful is the pure bingeability of
That's a new speed I want to start implementing. And then I gotta hit the first turn.
Focusing on super fans who will consume as much content as possible about their favorite IPs. And with similar videos, thumbnails, and Liam's ability to find new, fun, innovative ways to capture his audience attention, it's no wonder his channel has seen consistent growth since it first caught steam and became favored by the YouTube algorithm. And given he's replicated this channel's success on several other channels, it's fair to say this wasn't an accident, but by design. And with so much
it makes it harder to hit that turn.
Liam's always been a YouTube wizard, a prodigy that started from an early age, but this isn't the reality. The journey of Grandline Review started on January 11, 2015. Previous to the creation of his first channel, Liam had no aspiration to become an internet celebrity. In his own words, he admitted that throughout high school, he never really knew what he wanted to be in life. He felt he couldn't relate to his peers. As he went to a private school, all the other students had their entire lives laid out for them by their parents. So in a school of people gunning to be lawyers, doctors, and politicians, Liam felt unsure where his life was headed. The only thing he knew, though, was he didn't do any of that. But one day on a school trip to League Theater, he realized he was having a blast. He thought, wow, that looks fun. Can I do that? So on a whim, he just decided his last course. I still find this age quite impressive. He seen something he liked and he went for it. It may have been later than his peers, but I still don't know what I want to do. I'm still praying this YouTube course. Since then, he admitted that this decision was completely arbitrary on what he thought would be fun for him. After high school, he applied for a bunch of theater courses. He eventually got accepted for theater design. This school was about 6 hours from when he grew up. Liam spent the next 3 years learning about how to do sound, lighting, costume, and set design. He graduated and set sail back to his hometown and started his career. During his time at college, Liam had grew to love theater as a form of escapism. He considered himself a professional escapist, building new realities to play around in. It wasn't too long before he found work. He said it was quite easy, actually, to break into the local scene because, as he put it, once you know one person in Australian theater, you pretty much have an adjacent connection to everyone in Australian theater. His first couple jobs were as a lighting designer, stage manager, and sometimes a technician, but later on he found steady work as a lighting programmer. Through Liam's time in theater, he actually cultivated an impressive resume, working in historical sites like the City Harbor and City Opera House. And some of the plays that worked on were very famous. One of the plays he worked on was the
Basically,
Grammy Award
yeah,
satirical musical Pokémon. This play was composed by Trey Parker and Matt Stone. You may know them though as the creators of South Park. Now all of this sounds amazing, right? I mean, this is the pinnacle of what his career could offer. That doesn't mean it made him happy. He did find theater rewarding, but also brutal. A lot of these plays took place outside, exposing them to the elements, rain and harsh winds, broken lights, and equipment,
Maybe that
which resulted in
got
extra
one.
work. On top of that, the work wasn't really consistent.
And I think I forgot to boost there, didn't I?
Because very rarely do you actually have a job. It's more like working as a contractor. You've got a series of gigs lined up. You might be on one show for a couple of weeks, and then another for a couple of months. But very rarely will you be doing the same thing for more than 3 months.
You're joking.
Which causes a lot of anxiety because at any given time you may or may not know if you're actually going to be
Why am I
working.
so slow?
Because the work wasn't guaranteed, neither was the money. This led to Liam taking a lot of jobs he didn't really want to because, adulting costs money, unfortunately. This harsh reality counteropposed his whole philosophy of choosing this as a career in the first place. He could actually feel himself losing interest, the feel of dread reaching its peak in 2015. Apart from this, he realized that things had stagnated at work. He had very rapidly reached the ceiling of what theater technicians had to offer. There just wasn't room for growth. He noticed that the same people he was working with had been doing his same position for 40 or 50 years, and they were still making the same money he was already making in his early 20s, and that income wasn't a desirable future to him. I mean, it could pay the bills, but it didn't leave any room for traveling or other things he felt really ambitious about. Unlike Poison from Magellan, existential crisis was seeping his way into Liam's brain. Then it all hit him at once. He was bored, and that wasn't okay with him. He had set out to build new worlds, but those same walls he was building became his prison.
No!
Most of the plays he worked on wasn't interesting to him. Most of his social commentaries that took place in living room sets, every day felt more and more draining, so he started to fall back into his hobbies. Things like anime, manga, and gaming. At the time, he was also watching a lot of YouTube, but he discovered he had a problem. His favorite show of all time was One Piece, but even though he was addicted to YouTube at the time, he really couldn't find any good parody content. At the time, Naruto and Dragon Ball Z were the cool kids on the internet blogs, and One Piece wasn't nearly as large as it is now. It was still struggling to recover from the whole cool kids thing, which like Voldemort or One Red Up again. This void of parody content combined with Liam's thirst for a new creative outlet led him to make the Grandma Review YouTube channel. He never really expected anything to come out of it. It was just something he was doing for the love of the series. He was actually shocked when people started finding his videos, and they was reacting positively. He couldn't believe it. He had stumbled onto a new way to escape, while also helping other people do the same and escape into his videos. He had a small community of prepared to work with him in the future. It wasn't until 2016 he even broke 100 views. And this didn't happen until he quit YouTube for a while. Mostly from the lack of time and working multiple jobs. But once he came back after his short break, he noticed he had broken 1,000 views on several videos. Mostly because of his SEO-friendly topics and titles. Two series of were taken on. The Deadpool Encyclopedia and One Piece 101. Both that detailed very specific topics in One Piece. Now this was perfect for helping people understand the complicated nuances of One Piece powers. And it was also great for recaps. So he came back full swing, putting in full-time hours into something he wasn't even getting paid for. He continued to do YouTube and theater until he felt like he was destroying himself. Having an unmatched work ethic doesn't describe the amount of dedication he was putting into doing all these things.
There came a point where I was working full-time on another outdoor opera, but in addition to that, I was also designing a show in another theatre, and on top of that, I was making 3 YouTube videos a week. So my schedule was something like this. I'd wake up, I'd go to the theatre where I was designing a show, spend pretty much all my day there until around 4 p.m., and then leave for my opera job, which was about 5 p.m. till 3 a.m., because being outdoors would
How was
really
that slower?
until this was done. So we needed to be there at really stupid times to work. Now after that, I would go back to the first theatre where I was designing a show, edit and post a YouTube video, and then fall asleep on one of their couches for a couple of hours before needing to wake up again.
Man, I got time for just reading that. But this level of dedication and sacrifice is exactly what it takes to make it on the platform. And success still isn't guaranteed. And it's weird, isn't it? Liam felt like the quality of his videos and his life was suffering because of his schedule. He knew he had to choose, but he couldn't just afford to quit his job altogether because no bills. So he dropped the lighting design job because it took up too much time.
How am I so slow?
Ironically, he caught a break in theater soon after by getting a long-term gig on the aforementioned Pokémon. He found his play fantastic. He got to work with amazing people. His wife even got a job on the show. I mean, that sounds perfect, right? Well, no. It was actually this
so
this was the
slow.
best he ever had to offer, and he was still so damn miserable. He knew he had to make a change. He knew that if this play didn't make him happy, that nothing in theater could. He needed to be done. Throughout the year, he found himself giving less and less to his job and more to YouTube. finding every excuse he could to focus on YouTube, even hiding the writer Reddit on set. By this time, he had garnered around 50,000
No!
and this was looking like
I spun past it. I spun. I had to do something crazy to get the lead, bro. I had to do something crazy.
After he wrapped up the Book of Mormons, he quit his theater gigs altogether. It did feel risky, but he had good timing because as soon as he started dedicating himself to YouTube full time, the pandemic hit, which made several things happen. YouTube seen a huge spike in viewers. People were off work with more time spent on YouTube. One piece simultaneously.
Oh, that's definitely the strat.
Because of some high budget.
Whatever I just did there was definitely the strat. And then you have it for this too.
Putting on One Piece for a long time actually started because they finally had the freedom. And because One Piece can be more complex than your average showing, this led to a lot of
I'm just gonna try
in-depth analysis about the phenoms, devil fruits, and characters that they have been enjoying through Oda's unique writing style. And Grandma Review's channel served as a school to learn more about the point for what One Piece. Liam's channel just happened to fix a lot of One Piece related problems. He had found a void in the market. I think it's also important to mention that one of Liam's strongest attributes is the ability to force competitors, having the balls to try new things. He once said, if you're doing the same thing on your YouTube channel that you was doing 6 months ago, you're doing something wrong. At the time, every other creator was cluttering their channel with a variety of topics and styles. Liam was one of the first people to niche down and niche down hard. Up until the 2010s, a lot of YouTubers would post a wide variety of topics on their channels. Reviews, vlogs, commentaries, reactions, etc. But over the years, YouTube really started pushing the recommended music, which hurt a lot of these legacy channels. The same people who like an 8-minute chapter review may not want to see a 3-hour stream where you're talking about your day. Click-through rates became more important, and these older style channels were dropping fast. A lot of them faded into obscurity, but someone like Liam, who didn't just niche down to one subject like anime, the specific show became highly favored by them.
I can end the video.
He was even able to replicate this success a second time. But not all of Liam's
I
figured out the
This was
strength.
Liam's third channel that never broke 20K subscribers. It's now a dead channel. And trust me, I know that it's still an impressive amount of
Sub 30
subscribers. I'm sitting at
minutes.
2,000, so 20K.
Figured it out,
Unlike
not
his
completely
One Piece
stupid.
channel where he